How are we doing tonight, folks? Alex and Dan here at the Elements of the Outdoors. Today we're going to take you on a little journey with us. We're going to do some night trolling for walleye here in beautiful Bemidji, Minnesota. The sun behind us is just peeked behind the trees, and things are about to get fast and furious.
Yeah.
I haven't been night fishing since last season, so I'm chomping at the bit to get out here and get on some shallow walleyes. It's going to be real fun. We're going to be pulling cranks shallow by the light of the moon and letting those fish see the silhouette and come up towards the surface. Like I said, I'm antsy.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So we're going to get on it. Stay tuned. We'll show you exactly how we're doing it on Elements of the Outdoors.
Perfect. It's going to start getting hot here.
I'm anxious. There's a fish. Got him.
Got it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Grab that light. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure it's a walleye. We'll find out here momentarily.
Oh, it most certainly is there, Dan.
There we go. Really exploded through that surface.
Did he really?
Like he hit it and he was right up on the surface.
Wow.
Which, that's what I was talking about in that intro, was how these fish, they see the silhouette of these crankbaits against what little moonlight there is. We got some haze going here.
It's a dandy of a fish there, Dan.
That is a nice fish. But I don't plan on keeping anything tonight. I don't know about you.
I gotta turn off the trolling.
I think I'm probably just going to go ahead and let him go.
Yeah.
But that's what we're after tonight. Out here in the bugs, in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Get him.
So for today, for location, guys.
Oh, he's still angry.
Got a little bug in my mouth there.
It happens. It happens.
We are fishing super shallow. We are fishing shallower than anyone would typically do in the daytime. And the reason behind that is because there's definitely a push from deeper, darker water up shallow at the night, and the walleyes are here to feed.
Yeah, they're low light hunters, and once that sun starts going down, we still got a little bit of a skyline there, but that was, the first fish of the night.
Yep.
They're starting to turn on here, and what that fish come out, 4 feet of water.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so what we're doing is just we're running crankbaits across, towards the top of the water column and letting those fish look up, and against what little light there is from the moon and the night sky, they can see that silhouette come over. And it's like topwater fishing for bass,
kind of,
but it's just under the surface fishing for walleye.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things to do. Like I said, that fish, I hooked him and he exploded through the surface because he was, just a matter of a few feet below the surface. And once you put a little pressure on him, and then you heard him take off when I let him go. It's like they are here to feed. They're super aggressive.
Yep.
It's peak of the summertime. We got really warm water. Their metabolisms are running hot, and these fish are just...
We got 77 for water temp, right? And this is at night.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, earlier today at high noon, 2, 3, 4 in the afternoon, it was probably pushing 80 degrees, I would imagine.
Yeah, it was nice warm surface water, but, now it's cooling off a little bit, and those fish are pulling up from that deep water, and they're up in the weeds, and they are hunting stuff that's riding over the top of them. I can't wait to get back in there and get some more. There, you got one?
Yep.
Alrighty. You need me to kill that motor? Or...
Yep, I got it.
Okay. Yep. I'll grab the net, sir.
Perfect.
Whether or not I can see the netted in this... Oh, we got some moonlight.
It's again just up on top of that surface.
Yeah. Dancing like a trout in the moonlight. Up on the surface.
Not a giant here.
But get my rig in here.
But what a perfect eater, Dan.
Yeah. Again, that great size to keep. If someone were looking to have some delicious table fare.
Perfect eater. Absolutely. Love the fins.
And such healthy fish.
I'm going to get him back in here.
Not too fat, not too skinny. Just nice, healthy fish.
There he goes.
So what we're running for crankbaits Might surprise a lot of folks. We're not using anything deep diving. I'm just running just an original floating wrap. Can't even tell you what size it is. I tied it on here as it was getting dark. But just a gold color, that can mimic a number of forage in here. Anything from perch to young of the year walleye, what have you. And then it's got the white belly, which I think helps because a lot of the forage fish, in here have that white belly. And if you think about it, a walleye sitting on the bottom has his eyes up on top of his head. He's not necessarily looking side to side for crankbaits. He's feeling with his lateral line. And again, he sees that silhouette come over him, backlit by the moonlight and the sun setting. And I mean, he sees tremendously better than you or I in the dark. He's seeing that white belly come over and feeling the vibrations, and he says to himself, "Self, I think that's a fish."
Yep.
And up they come, and like you said, as soon as you hook them, it's right through the surface like a bass hitting a topwater lure, because they are not that far down, and they're charging up at a shape that they see above them, and it's just it's the coolest, fastest action for walleye.
Well, and then and there are a lot of people that maybe struggle to catch walleyes in the daytime, and then they can be very elusive in the daytime, and there are some days where
and this lake is slowly kind of morphing into that. A lot of these northern Minnesota lakes, whether it's just naturally clear water or introduction of the zebra mussels, these lakes are clearing up, and the daytime bite, shallow, is getting harder and harder to come by. We're still finding fish in the weeds, but maybe not as many as we used to.
Yep.
And you look at Leech Lake, Winnie, Cass, these other area lakes that have had zebra mussels for some time. It's kind of transitioned into a low light bite. You get some cloud cover late in the day or overnight. That's when these walleye are putting on the feed bag. That's when they are in shallow feeding, and it's just like I said, they're throttled, I'm throttled.
Yeah.
It works out great for us.
And then for mine, I'm just using it's a walleye print. I am a firm believer that walleyes are cannibals. They don't care. They love that little walleye baby print. And then I'm also using a fluorocarbon leader, which in the night maybe doesn't help that much, but I'm all for using fluorocarbon and just getting that invisibility.
Just in my fishing career here, the last 20-some years, the technology of everything has come so far.
Sure.
I grew up on fiberglass rods, and if you had a fiberglass rod, it was the run of the mill. It was before the days of graphite and all that. And line, you had old school braid, and you had monofilament, and that was it. And now we got lead core, we got all the super lines. I remember when the first super lines were coming out, and then fluorocarbon hit the market, and to the naked eye, it's just another monofilament, but it's not. It's a totally different polymer. It's a totally different plastic. It's more dense than mono. It doesn't have the stretch of mono.
Yeah,
and it's tough stuff.
I
mean, it can take a beating and keep on ticking.
Yep.
And
we use the fluorocarbon for our crawler harnesses. Yeah. We use a 10 to 14 pound fluorocarbon, and I'm not saying it'll last all day. You definitely are going to have to retie, but it is able to withstand the walleye and the pike. The pike are the biggest thing.
And rocks. And rocks and
weeds and
sticks and anything you might encounter that's really tough on maybe your old crispy monofilament that's seen better days. That fluorocarbon is tough stuff. And it's so clear. I don't know. It's something I feel really comfortable using for that last 3 to 6 feet of my line. It's got good sensitivity. It's nice and clear, and it ties up just like mono.
It does,
we've been tying mono for years and years and years, and we can tie those knots in our sleep, and it feels like mono in the hand, and it's cool stuff.
Good. We should probably get back out because they are definitely turning on.
Yes,
really
they are.
Good. So.
Yes, they are. There's a little twang. Hit it again. Like it just hit it once. Didn't commit to it.
There you go.
There you
go.
is.
Got it?
I told you he hit it.
Got it?
Yeah, I got him.
Nice.
Oh,
feels like diesel.
Peel and drag. Well, boat's still in motion, so the jury's out.
Yep. I'm gonna reel mine in.
But he took me for a ride there right away.
Seems like a nicer fish. I'm gonna reel mine in just to get him out. All right. Annette, sir.
Yes.
Let's see here.
There he is.
Yep.
Coming at you.
There we go, Dan.
Another nice eater size.
Absolutely.
Maybe a little heavier. Not huge, but again, big, healthy.
Absolutely.
Northern Minnesota walleye. Sorry, buddy. Oh, come here. Look at that fish, ladies and gentlemen.
Beauty.
Right there. I can tickle him and get those spikes up.
You know, a lot of people come here for vacation, Dan, and search for those fish.
And never find them.
And never find them. Absolutely. And,
Get you back in here, fish.
We cut our teeth and spend many hours trying to find fish like this, daytime, nighttime. And it's an awesome time to fish at night. And so what we're doing, like we said before, we're using shallow diving crankbaits, just Rapala floaters, you know, nothing too fancy. Just very simple, the original floaters. And because these fish are so shallow, we don't want to dive deep, and there's also weeds. We're in 4 feet right now, and weeds probably up a foot, maybe 2 foot at max. And so we're just slow trolling at about 1.5 miles, maybe give or take 0.3 miles. So maybe on the slower end, 1.2 mile per hour. On the faster end, 1.8, maybe 2 miles per hour if we're just trying to get a little experimental with it. And it really just allows that bait just to slowly just rock back and forth as it goes on top above those weeds.
And
you know?
for those of you that watched our Red Lake daytime trolling video, you know, this is not that reactionary bite. We're not searching for fish fast and furious, trying to get fish to bite something that looks like a bait fish that's fleeing them. This is just to mimic something that got caught in the shallows that's casually swimming through the weeds. It's a total ambush situation for the walleye.
And we know that these fish are up here 2 feet. Like 100%. The water temp is getting warm, and the walleyes up here are putting on the feed bag because their metabolisms are so high right now.
Yeah, and if there's one thing I really try to preach with walleye and hammer home to people who are getting into walleye fishing, fish shallow.
Yeah.
As shallow as you think those fish can go. Because especially this is ideal feeding conditions for them. You know, we saw boats earlier that were out still in 8 to 12 foot of water as the sun's going down, beating the bottom of that weed line, hoping to catch some fish on the break. And they may be catching some fish on the break. But when the sun goes down and they're eating, they're up on these, they call them feeding flats for a reason.
Yep. And so the way that we're using the crankbaits to our advantage is we're going back and forth, up and down, kind of zigzagging, crisscrossing across these feeding flats. You know, we know that the fish are going to be at night, move up shallow, and we just want to intercept them as they go and feed. You know, and it allows us to cover a lot of ground as well. That's the biggest thing. So, well, let's get back out there, shall we?
Absolutely.
Got him?
Yeah.
Nice.
Right on the right under the surface again.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I see him on top there.
Breaking through, taking a little drag.
I'm just going to leave mine out.
Come here, you. Just kind of drag him on in. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Ooh, quick release.
Yeah.
I'll get him out here for you.
Okay.
Once again, perfect, beautiful eater. I love it.
Nice line in the net there. Yeah.
Absolutely
Again,
beautiful.
Healthy fish.
Get him back in the water here. Ooh. Well, we should probably address the elephant in the room, shouldn't we, Dan?
Yeah, go ahead.
There are a couple, maybe flying things flying around. You know, just a couple.
1,000 bugs
in
the boat right now. Yeah, what we're having tonight is a caddisfly hatch. I'm sure you've seen them. Those of you with high-def monitors have probably seen lots of them on us.
Yep.
It's something you might have to contend with trolling at night. We're in July. There's going to be bug hatches. There's a couple things you can do to prepare for that. But let me preface this by saying the majority of the bugs you will deal with at night are not going to hurt you. Mosquitoes will bite.
Yep.
Dops and flies and the like are big and scary, and some of those can bite. But your non-biting midges, your mayflies, your caddisflies, these bugs aren't going to hurt you. They're annoying, but the majority of these bugs not only aren't going to bite, a lot of them lack mouths and digestive tracts completely. They live most of their life underwater. They hatch. They don't have the ability to eat anything. They make babies, lay eggs, and they die all within the period of a couple days. But as far as preventative measures...
That being said, there are a couple of different things that we bring along with us to make it a more enjoyable experience. The first thing I will say, bug spray. Never leave home without it. Even during the daytime, with black flies, it can come in handy. At night, I guarantee that at sunset, those mosquitoes are going to get fierce. As of right now, it's 11 o'clock on the dot, and the mosquitoes aren't too bad. I don't hear them flying around as much, but that twilight time, they will be flying around and they will be biting. This helps keep them away. The other thing that we've figured out to bring is like a beekeeper's head net.
Yeah, mosquito net. They're just a couple bucks. Most bait shops and convenience stores and general stores are going to have them.
Absolutely.
And they got some of them collapse up, and you can just if you keep them in the boat, you can keep them in a tackle bag.
Yep. Or they make full suit shirts and pants as well.
Speaking of pants, that's another great thing to have is extra layers.
Absolutely.
If you notice, Alex threw on just a pair of sweatpants over his shorts to help keep some of the creepy crawlies down.
Yep, absolutely. And then another thing that I'll talk about, particularly in night fishing, is bringing a headlamp. I would never leave home without it. Tonight, because we're filming and we have a light bar across us, we don't really need a headlamp because we already have a source of light. But under normal circumstances, one of us catches a fish, one headlamp is automatically going on. It helps keep a safe boat. It helps let you see the fish, gauge who is going to net the fish, and it helps just keep an idea of what's going on in the boat.
And another, and this is I guess. A far out event that might happen, but it is night. Should somebody go overboard in the dark, you might have one heck of a time finding them. We got a moonlit night, but it might be pitch black. You might hear somebody crying for help. If they got a headlamp they can flip on, it's going to be the only light out there.
Yep.
You can get to them, get them safely back in the boat.
Absolutely.
Like I said, that's not a real great concern, but it does happen. Yep. I mean, that's why they call them accidents.
Yeah.
The only other thing I'm going to mention, and this is pretty common stuff, if you watched many of our videos, you've noticed the way we kind of set the boat up. Traditionally, we keep the net down here where either guy can grab it. We keep a multi-tool, pliers and clippers at the ready. We got a towel there. We keep that same stuff there day in, day out throughout our days of fishing and videoing. But at night, it's extremely important to keep those where we're used to them. Because there's nothing worse than having to search for a lost pair of pliers.
Absolutely.
In the dark, with a hook in your finger, or what have you. Again, that's why we call them accidents. But the way we're set up, we know right where everything is.
And then kind of piggybacking off of that same statement, keeping a tidy boat at night is imperative. During the daytime, we might have rods, draped back, different presentations. But at night, if it is not a rod that you're using, it should be in a rod locker. It should be in the bow of the boat where nobody's going to step on it. There's nothing worse, and I can personally attest to this. There's nothing worse than having somebody step on your rod, and it's a bad way to ruin a night. And it's just a preventative measure that you can have a more enjoyable night.
And going back to the man overboard thing, that's the last thing you want is more things to trip over, stray lines to get tangled up in. It's just from a safety standpoint all the way around, it's good to just keep the bare minimum you need out here and keep everything else tucked away until better light.
Absolutely. Let's get back in, shall we?
I think there's more to be had.
There we go. There we go.
Got one?
Yep, got it.
Perfect. Shedding some light on the subject here. Another surface thrasher. It's been like every one, hasn't it? It's kind of going after that. There you go.
Perfect. Thank you, Dan.
No problem.
Oh, quick, easy release, too.
Another beauty.
Yeah. What a beautiful fish. That's what we came out here for. That's what we got, you know. What a beauty. Perfect eater.
Yep.
Get him back in here.
No shortage of those.
Oh.
Well, I think that's going to do it for the night.
I think so too.
Get inside and out of these bugs for a minute or two. But first, let's recap.
Yeah.
You know, this is real simple fishing. Shallow water, shallow running lures, nighttime.
Yep. It's a very simple equation. It's a guarantee that the walleyes, active walleyes, are going to be up shallow feeding at night, and especially on a very nice moonlit night like tonight. It makes for a fun day. You know, maybe if you come up to the Bemidji area and you struggle to find fish in the daytime, or maybe you caught just a few fish for your limit and you're looking to get a couple more, don't be afraid to put in some midnight hours and try this. It's very simple. It's a very easy and effective way to put some walleyes on the dinner table. Absolutely.
And with the proper equipment, you know, the bugs aren't that big of an issue.
No.
Believe it or not, you do get used to them to a point, but like I said, there are nights where you can come out and you won't see hardly any bugs.
Yep.
You know, maybe a few mosquitoes and then nothing the rest of the night.
Yep.
So,
and this honestly is such a year-round approach. You know, we've come out here on opening day of walleye season and caught them trolling later at night up shallow. We've caught them in August before. We've caught them throughout the whole entire summer. In the fall time. It's such a very effective way to catch fish.
yeah, and like you said, if you're struggling during the daytime to catch fish and you're looking to put some fish on a plate for dinner, come out here at night and you'd be surprised what you find. And you know, we caught a lot of eaters here tonight, but you know, we know there's fish 30 inches and beyond in this system, and you know, we can go a night or two catching eaters, and then all at once we're into the, you know, the 24, 25 inch fish.
Absolutely.
You never know what that next fish is going to be. We've caught northerns out here at 2 in the morning, sizable northerns, and it's just
and
like
rock bass too. You know?
Rock bass, suckers, like you never know what you're going to pick up on these crankbaits in the middle of the night, and it kind of adds a little more fun to it, because until it gets to the net, you don't even, you're like, oh, I think it's a walleye, and you get up and it's something totally different. It's like, huh, what are you doing eating at this hour?
Exactly.
So, I guess, you know, the major takeaway is don't be afraid to come out at night. You know, make sure you got lights to see with, the proper safety equipment.
Absolutely.
You know, so be safe about it above all, but be prepared to haul some walleye. If you come out and do this up here in the Northwoods.
It's so fun.
It is.
We love it.
It is. So, until next time, I'm Dan.
And I'm Alex.
And we'll see you
on the water.
Yes, we will.